Shalom, shalom, Yisrael, call halal, YAHAWAH, SHAMAIWAN, BAHASHAM, double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, the teaching of well, peace and salutations be told for elect. Alright, this lesson is going to be going into wars and rumors of wars, because we keep continuing to hear about the war going on over in the Middle East. Alright, threats of war, Russia threatening America, Iran threatening America, China's threatening America. Alright, and it's going to get to a point where it's going to have to happen. Okay, these threats aren't empty threats, and really it's the Lord threatening America. Alright, telling her that her end is come. But as the scriptures say, let's grab it. Because Esau can't see that. He can't see that the Lord is threatening him through these other nations. Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? So America is stuck in a position to where they're trying to get their country back up on its feet. But in order to do that, it's got to break certain deals and treaties and agreements with these other countries to get back on its feet. And that's causing these other countries to turn their nose up at America. All right, no different from when like those memes, those videos you see, Jake be smashing a neighborhood harlot or whatever, and all of a sudden she's starting to change her life. She want to change her ways and shit. She don't want to be around you, and she gonna start inquiring to you and telling you you need to do this and do that. Okay, so these other nations are sticking their nose up at America now because she's that great whore. All right, who's now turning on her lovers. All right, it says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord, YAHAWASHI. There's no getting around that. This nigga got an eagle on his quarter, on his coin. All right, on his dollar. That's their symbol of pride. Quite literally, it's their symbol of pride is the bald eagle. It's their mascot. America's mascot is a bald eagle, and the scripture says they exalt themselves as the eagle. There's no getting around who they are. They're the wicked the Bible speaks of. Okay, you can't hide from these scriptures. The scriptures told you they were Edomites. Okay, it says, oh, that wasn't on that. But let's go ahead and grab this. In the book of Matthew. All right, to delve in on the topic, it says Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And is that not what we're hearing of right now? All right. The disciples pulled Yahawashi to the side and asked him, what's going to be the signs that you're near? What's going to be the signs that you're almost here and you're coming to get us? That we're in the last days. And Yahawashi said, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Are we not hearing of wars and rumors of wars? Is not the whole world stand in fear and awe at these rumors? Okay. We ain't just hearing of any old casual wars. Alright, we're hearing of those casual wars too. But these wars are leading up to the big war, the final war. Alright, so we're hearing of all these casual little wars that these other countries are having, these little bouts and these fights they're having with each other. But it's building up to the final war, which the Lord will have to save us from. Okay, the war of Armageddon. All right, it says, see that ye be not troubled. All right, so we ain't troubled about Israel and Iran going at it. They're going neck to neck. Venezuela and America neck to neck. Okay, Venezuela ain't even really fighting back. America's just stealing from them, bullying them like they usually do. But Venezuela's got allies, and this is what you see. This is the importance of these little wars. Okay, is rousing up these little countries' allies. They're big, the big boys, okay, the big guys. Russia, China, Iran, America, Israel, NATO, EU. See, all these countries are getting roused up through these little wars, these little arguments, these little bouts, these little baby rockets being shot off, and everybody's hand is hovering over that red button right now. And everybody's nukes are aimed at America because America is the most volatile country there is. Okay? Ever since they shot those nukes they shot those atom bombs at Hiroshima and Nagasaki, all the nations knew if we were to get in a conflict with America, they can shoot off a nuclear missile at any moment. Okay, so that's why Russia or Putin got something called the dead man's hand, where if they are attacked or if they're bombed or hit with a nuclear missile, that dead man's hand automatically activates and shoots off all of their nuclear missiles at America. Okay? So you may ask, why is it set like this? Because Bible prophecy. Alright? For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Okay? All these things gotta come to pass, but we ain't at the end yet. We ain't at the day that the Lord gonna pull up. We in the last day. Alright? But it's not the hour where the Lord is about to arrive. The scriptures say that America is going to be destroyed in 1 hour. Babylon is going to be destroyed in 1 hour. Right? What that means is, shit, they ain't got it all the time. When those nukes start shooting off, it's over. It's already over. As soon as that button gets pressed, it's already over. The war is done. The war is ended. Alright? And what happens when someone shoots off a nuclear missile, there's a chain reaction. Now everybody's shooting off the nuclear missiles to defend themselves. Okay, these nuclear missiles are very devastating. They're devastating blows. Like devastating demons, man. Alright? Once these things hit, they cause catastrophic disaster. Okay, catastrophic damage to many people around it, and to the land around it as well, to infrastructure. This book of Jeremiah, chapter 15, verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon. So that's why all these nations got their nukes aimed at Babylon. The Lord told them to put themselves in array against her. All right? The Lord put it on Esau's heart to do some crazy shit and shoot them atom bombs off, and that's what caused him to be the hammer of the whole earth. Okay? His military might, his strength, and his pride, his deception through media, his influence over the world, and his global dominance through the American petrodollar, which ain't even backed by it's not even petrodollar anymore, really. It ain't even backed by gold. Okay? So now they hold their dollar as the world currency, the dominant world currency, through their might alone. Okay, it says, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrows. The Lord said, don't spare one. Okay, so these nations, that's why these nations got, when they shoot they shoot one nuke off, they're going to shoot them all off. It's going to be an overkill for Babylon. All right, they're going to make sure that she's not going to be able to get a hit back. That's why America is going to be the only country that's completely destroyed on the face of the earth. These other nations are going to get hit by nukes as well. All right. But nobody's going to get hit like Babylon's going to get hit, man. Okay? And they're going to make that's why they're going to make sure they don't get hit like Babylon gets hit. That's why it says spare no arrows. Okay? They ain't going to let her fire back. If she fired back, it's going to be devastating. It says, for she hath sinned against the Lord. What she did, she took the Lord's people. She been persecuting the Lord's people. Okay? She don't want to let them go, just as Pharaoh didn't let Israel go. It says, shout against her round about. She hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Scriptures say money is a defense. And right now, Babylon's America's dollar is collapsing. And that right there was really one of their biggest defenses. Okay? Now all they got is their weapons. All right? That dollar that they had the world in a grip. It had them in a hold. But now these other countries are uniting together and allying together and coming up with their own currency, form of currency, which is called the BRICS currency. All right. And while the American dollar is dropping in value, the BRICS currency is rising up. It says, and more nations are joining it till this day. It says, her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down. So look, one of those walls is what? The American dollar. Okay. It's being thrown down. All right. And they say by next year, we're going to be in a recession, man. We're going to be entering into hyperinflation by next 2026. Okay. So that's why you got to understand, they're bringing this MOTB, this chip, this digital currency very quick, because they're trying to get rid of their debt. Once they switch over to a digital currency, they're going to be able to expunge all their debt. Okay, get rid of all their debt, because they're going to be on a new form of currency. So they won't owe these world banks through the dollar anymore. Okay, their debt's going to be wiped clean, pretty much, is what they're trying to do. And that's what your boy Hitler did. Okay, for Germany, right? He went and wiped their debt. He switched over to a different currency and wiped their debt clean, so he didn't have to pay the Rothschilds anymore. All right, these world banking families and elites anymore. Okay, because their country was in debt and they were suffering through inflation and all those things. But when he switched the currency up, their country started to flourish. And really, the Rothschilds, when they got rid of Hitler, because he was outsmarting them. All right, he was doing too well. He had their country doing too well, and they were so greedy, they sought to kill him and paint a bad image over his name. It says, for it is the vengeance of the Lord. Take vengeance upon her. As she hath done, do unto her. So these nations going to remember what she did with those atom bombs, with all the bullying she's done, seizing Venezuelans' oil tanks, seizing Iraq's poppy fields. All right. Just the many different atrocities that she has done to these different countries. Got an embassy in every country. She got to be in everybody's business. Okay, this is the horror and the harlot the Bible speaks of. It's called Mystery Babylon. The mystery is not a mystery no more. The answer to that mystery is America. America is modern day Babylon. Okay. Let me grab this. Second Ezra's. Book of 2 Ezra, chapter 9, and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And the prophets are on earth today telling you that we're in the time that the Lord is about to visit the earth. The time has come that the Lord is getting ready to visit the earth in your lifetime. Okay? And we teach and we preach with urgency. With such urgency, because guess what? Things are getting ready to shift. Things are getting ready to change on a grand scale. They're coming out with this MOTB and one of the great prophecies, which is the hour of temptation. Okay, Jacob's trouble and the mark of the beast is all coming simultaneously. All right, at the same time. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. They're talking about, man, these people might be chipped and dipped by 2030, which is what? Their Agenda 2030. It's their plans for 2030, the year 2030. All right, and that's in 4 years. That's 4 years from now. So, and that's when they want to have it done by. So they can have it done by 2028. They can have it done next year in 2026. You got to understand that things are about to change majorly for this entire world. All right, when America, as soon as you found out America's dollar was losing its power, okay, and its purchasing power, all right, that's when you found out that America's walls were collapsing. They're starting to crack open. They're starting to get weak. Okay. America is becoming weak. She's a weakened woman. She got too many STDs. She's losing her strength. All right. These other nations is going to see that as a grab. Okay, as an easy kill. They were going to put Babylon out of her misery. All by the commandment of the Lord, YAHAWASHI. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So you're going to understand, oh shit, the prophets were right. Ezekiel 33 and 33 tells you, then shall they understand that a prophet had been among them. You're going to know that the men that were out there warning you, yelling at you, and telling your ass to get off the train tracks, the train is coming, they were right the whole time. You counted them off as weird, creepy, annoying, okay? Bums, broke, jobless, homeless. The scriptures say the poor man's wisdom is despised. Though we look poor, we're actually the richest men in the earth. They're the richest men in the universe, man. You know? According to the Lord's infinite blessings and glory. It says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Yeah, the scriptures say the Lord, YAHAWASHI is the Lord. He declares the beginning. He declares the end from the beginning. All right? So the signs are here. What we're telling you, and been telling you, is that the signs that the Lord spoke of in Matthew is here. All right? I mean, you need to be keeping your lamps, keeping your oil, and preparing, because the times are about to get very crucial and very hard. All right? It's going to be a lot. For a lot of you, it's going to be your last Merry Christmas, man. Okay? It may be the last Merry Christmas for everybody. Now, all those wicked niggas celebrating Christmas and shit. You don't even know what you're doing. You don't even know what you celebrate when you do these things. All right? And then you got the New Year, New Me demon celebrating Janus. Okay? A pagan god. Here it is. These people talking about being new. But they ain't talking about being new in righteousness. They're talking about being new in wickedness. They found a new form of wickedness every year. Somehow these niggas find a new form of wickedness every year. Scriptures say my people are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. You niggas are far behind. They're in the Stone Age according to righteousness. All right? You got some catching up to do, because we're running out of time. And we ain't going to keep teaching you and warning you and reproving you like we have been. Okay? The time has come where you're going to start seeking out the men of the Lord for answers. And they ain't going to be there to give it. I truly hope this lesson was edifying to you. Listen to truth and sincerity. To next time, Yahshua, give all glory, honor, praises unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Shalom.